Hello everyone, my name is Liv and welcome to day one of my Reading Rush reading vlogs. If you do not know, the Reading Rush is a yearly event that was previously called Booktubeathon. It is a time where everyone in the book community, on book Twitter, on Bookstagram, on Booktube, everywhere, we decide to read as much as possible for a week and just have fun, do a couple of challenges, and just enjoy reading with everyone else in the community. And this is my first year taking part in the Reading Rush and I am so excited. I will link the Reading Rush down below and I will link the challenges down below and I'll link my profile down below if you want to see all my updates throughout the Reading Rush and see how I did. But the first book that I'm reading follows the challenge to read a book and then watch its movie adaptation, and that book is The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I have reread The Great Gatsby multiple times because it's one of my favorite classic novels. It is just so pretentious, it's just full of parties, it's full of champagne, it's full of mistakes, it's just such a good book and I love it so much. And 2020 is rolling around, so I want to prepare to become a flapper in the 20s, and I also want to read it because The Great Gatsby is a very short novel and I know I can finish it within a day, and I also am just very excited to rewatch the adaptation, the one with Leonardo DiCaprio, because it's arguably flawless and I don't agree with anyone else who says it's not, because it's just a beautiful movie and I cannot wait to rewatch it. So let's see how far I get into The Great Gatsby today. Hopefully I can finish it and feel very accomplished finishing my first book in the Reading Rush, but who knows? While I am also reading The Great Gatsby, I started my audiobook for The Lost Heroes by Rick Riordan. I have the physical copy if I do want to read it physically, but I do think the audiobook would be the best bet for me because this is a hunker. This is my biggest book on my TBR, so I'm hoping that my audiobook, listening to it on 2x speed, will help speed up the process of me reading that. This follows the challenge of reading a book that's been on your TBR for more than a year. This has been on my TBR maybe for 4 or 5 years, and I need to get to it because everyone says this series is hilarious, it's fun, it's diverse, it's beautiful. So I want to finally get to The Lost Heroes and just dive into this series. I already started the audiobook. I'm only 17 minutes in and there's 16 hours to that audiobook, and it's hilarious. The narrator for every single Rick Riordan book is just hilarious and just very personable and very easy to listen to. So that is going to be my audiobook that I'm going to listen to throughout the week, and hopefully by Sunday, maybe it'll be finished. Hopefully. We're just hoping here.
Do you just tell me what to do, tell me what to do? If you want me to take over, just give me the green light, just give me the green light. If you want me to get close, do you just tell me what to do, tell me what to do? If you want me to take over.
I am on page 46 and I have finally found my first Old Sport, and I'm wondering if anyone's ever counted how many times Gatsby says Old Sport in The Great Gatsby, because I would love to know. It must be over 100. It has to be.
Give me the green light, just give me a sign, just give me the green light.
So I am currently 102 pages into The Great Gatsby. In total, there are 180 pages, so I'm doing really good on time, and it is currently 3:30, so I do think I can finish this book and then eventually watch the movie, hopefully tonight. I have no real updates because this is my third time reading this, so nothing's a surprise to me. But just know that Gatsby's saying Old Sport a lot, he's lying about his past, and nearly every single character in this book is trash except for Nick, who is the purest of souls and deserves happiness and rest. I forgot how good the Leonardo DiCaprio Great Gatsby movie adaptation is, because I'm just like reading the lines from The Great Gatsby and I remember them being in the film, and I just really love when movie adaptations take lines exactly from the book and put them into the movie rather than trying to make it something of their own, because it just gives it so much more authenticity and it makes it feel so much more real, and I just love it so much, and I just cannot wait to see the movie after I finish reading this, because I got to the line where Gatsby says about Daisy that her voice is full of money, and I'm just like, that's in the movie and it's one of my favorite lines and it's just so good, and I just had to tell you that because I appreciate it so much. Whoever directed that movie, flawless.
If you want me to take over, just give me the green light, just give me a sign. If you want me to get close to you, just tell me what to do, tell me what to do. If you want me to take over, just give me the green light, just give me the green light.
So I finished my first book in the reading rush, and it was The Great Gatsby. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. We all know I'm Great Gatsby trash. It was amazing. It was so fun diving back into the world, highlighting my favorite quotes, and it was just so fun just going back to one of my favorite classic books after so long, after reading it in high school and in college. Getting to read it again is just like diving back into great memories. So I'm so glad I got to read this again, and I'm so glad I finished it within a day. And then after finishing The Great Gatsby, I had to watch its movie adaptation to complete the badge, which is read a book and then watch its movie adaptation. And I also read this book in one spot the entire time, so I got 2 badges from this read. And I also watched The Great Gatsby. It was amazing. I love how oversaturated the movie is. I love how the camera work is so chaotic and just like energetic. It's always moving, it's always panning to the right or panning to the left, or tracking forward or tracking back. It's just so well shot. The music's amazing, the costumes are amazing, the actors are amazing, and just like the fact that they put literal quotes from the book into the movie and just used the book so well within that movie, it just blew my mind. And I just am so glad I got to rewatch this, because I've been missing this movie, because you know 2020 is rolling around. And I also think it's really interesting that Jay-Z also produced this movie, and I'm just like, what a plot twist. I never knew that he did that, and I think he did a pretty good job working on the movie. So there you go. I did 2 badges already. I read a book in one spot, which was my living room couch, and then I also saw the movie adaptation for the novel. So day 1 is in the books. I will put the amount of pages I read in day 1 right here, because I don't know yet, because I'm still reading The Lost Heroes on audiobook. I will read that until I go to bed, and let's see how many pages I get from The Great Gatsby and also The Lost Heroes, because I will combine them together and hopefully I can finish another book tomorrow. Hello, and I am back from Starbucks, and I am up to page 155 of Prince Charming by Rachel Hawkins. And I just wanted to say this is such a treat to read, and I am just having so much fun with this book. I previously started it on day 1 and I went to page 37, and now I am up to page 155, and it is such a treat. I had so much fun reading this in Starbucks. I was giggling the entire time because like the lines remind me so much of 2010 YA contemporaries, where it's just full of humor, full of shenanigans, full of just fun times, and it's such a lighthearted, airy read that kind of reminds me of Anne and the French Kiss, which is like the humor and like everything that I love about it. It's a very soft, casual contemporary. It's like nothing too deep, but I'm having such a fun time with it, and I just sped through it, so I am officially halfway through this book, and hopefully I can finish this by the end of the night. I'm really hoping I can. If you do not know, Prince Charming is about a girl named Daisy. Her sister just got engaged to the Prince of Scotland, so she has to go to Scotland to prepare for the wedding with her sister and just kind of show face at multiple events. But she's a very rambunctious type of person compared to her sister, who is very poised and just very elegant. So Daisy has to learn to fit in with this new crowd that she's a part of, and she has to deal with the Prince of Scotland's brother, who is also the Prince of Scotland, but he's the younger brother, and he's also just very rambunctious and is a bad influence on Daisy. And she also has to deal with Miles, who is the Prince of Scotland's best friend, who is very stuck up and just like stiff and like not fun at all. And it's just full of shenanigans and full of cuteness, and it's so freaking adorable. So that's my update for now. Let's see if I could read a little bit more, and I'll let you know if anything else happens. So I finally finished Prince Charming, and I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. It was such a fun read. It's just full of lightheartedness, full of hilarious moments that had me laughing out loud, which hardly happens when I read books. And it was just such a fun, summary, quick read that I would highly recommend. And I'm so glad I picked this to read for the reading rush, because I sped right through it. It was so easy to fall into, and the characters were all just so cute. Daisy was so quirky and sarcastic and funny, and her love interest Miles was just amazing, and I loved every single character in this book, and it was just such a fun time. So I am up to 2 books for the reading rush, and we're on day 2. So I will leave this vlog here. I hope you enjoy what I'm currently reading. I hope you enjoy what I'm currently doing during the reading rush. And I will see you in day 3, and hopefully I can finish a 3rd book by then. So let me know if you have participated in the reading rush. Let me know what you are currently reading, or if you read any of the books I read in these 2 days. And be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in day 3. Bye!